Is this the saga and generation where Exynos strikes back? Well, let's find out in this extreme battery drain test between the Galaxy S24 Plus, the S23 Plus, and the S22 Plus. Let's get into it. Now for the performance and battery specs, starting with the Galaxy S24 Plus. My particular model is powered by the Exynos 2400 chipset and it is packing a 4900 mAh battery. And for the Galaxy S23 Plus, it is packing a 4700 mAh battery and it is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 4 Galaxy chipset. And for the Galaxy S22 Plus, it is packing a 4500 mAh battery and it is powered by the Exynos 2200. Now for the usual parameters of how we set up these extreme battery drain tests, for the Galaxy S24 Plus, we have actually set the display to 1080p. Now I did a previous battery drain test to debunk and prove that QHD versus 1080p does not make a difference, but for parity, we have set it to 1080p for the rest of these devices for it to match. And when it comes to the refresh rate, it's 120 Hz adaptive, as well as special features like adaptive brightness turned off, as well as video brightness turned to normal. Now for the performance profiles across the board, we have set it to standard and optimized respectively for the devices that they have. And checking the latest software update, these are all updated to May, which is the latest software update at the time of this recording. For the display calibration, we have put it on manual brightness and tried to calibrate these displays as close to 200 nits as possible. And of course, for our extreme battery drain test, we are doing this on mobile data only and not Wi-Fi. With that out of the way, let's get into this extreme battery drain test. Let's start things off with this extreme battery drain test between the Galaxy S24 Plus, the S23 Plus, and the S22 Plus. And yeah, we're going from what was Exynos to Snapdragon, back to Exynos again, and for each generation of these devices, the battery capacity is also getting bigger. So clearly it is going to be the Galaxy S24 Plus that wins it, but by how much compared to the S23 Plus and S22 Plus? Let's find out. As you know, with our extreme battery drain test, we do this on mobile data and we do shoot it as one continuous shot, so you don't actually have to sit there and watch it with speed up in important areas. So if you do appreciate this setup, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on the Lover of Tech channel, especially when it comes to these extreme battery drain tests. Right, let's put the magnification on the battery status so we can see them real time as we go through. And we're pretty much going to be testing them with our popular applications as we go through. And the first one is indeed going to be TikTok. Then there's going to be Instagram, Instagram Live, YouTube, YouTube Music, Twitter Spaces, as well as the camera when it comes to video recording. And if it makes it, gaming, as well as WhatsApp video call. Boy, the first app is going to be TikTok, and as I always say, TikTok is like the wicked Wild West where it comes to consuming and producing content. So if that's a place where you want to see more vertical content from us, then make sure you like, subscribe, and also follow us over on TikTok at Lover of Tech BA. So we're going through the first interval. How is it going to be when it comes to the battery? And I'll tell you what, this is something where it is quite reasonable when it comes to how TikTok is on these devices. And we're pretty much going to be powering through to see where are we going to be in terms of the battery percentage, as well as measuring the temperatures to see how hot they get. Yes, we're in summer now, so heat increase is going to be slightly more in terms of the room. And when it comes to the battery on the Galaxy S24 Plus, it's 85% battery, 40.3 degrees Celsius minus 15% battery loss. And for the S23 Plus, it is 86% battery, 39.0 degrees Celsius minus 14% battery loss. And then for the S22 Plus, it's 81% battery, 41.2 degrees Celsius minus 19% battery loss. Ooh, now we're seeing this now, it's coming through. Now, how is it going to be when we go to the next interval, which is, of course, Instagram Reels? And I've said it, Instagram has become one of my favorite platforms when it comes to behind the scenes and social media, with the amount of reels and memes that I'm sending to people and just having different conversations there. And of course, that is the place where we have a lot of behind the scenes of what I'm getting up to when it comes to things like the upcoming videos and where we are around the world when it comes to product launches and product releases. So definitely follow us there, Lover of Tech _BA. So as we get through an hour of Instagram Reels, what do we have? The Galaxy S24 Plus is 71% battery, 40.3 degrees Celsius minus 14% battery loss. The S23 Plus is 74% battery, 38.2 degrees Celsius minus 12% battery loss. And we've got the S22 Plus that is on 64% battery, 41.1 degrees Celsius minus 17% battery loss. Ooh, okay. Now, not much is in it. We have to consider the battery capacities across the board as well. So really, let's just look at it and see how far we're getting. But on a percentage basis, the S23 Plus is winning it. Kind of strange. Now, here is where we are with the Instagram Live. And of course, this is an intensive one because this is something I do on a regular basis while I do co-collaborative streams and also live streams to kind of just keep up with my audience and just have a more personal reaction and conversation with them, Q&As. Now, it does do it full screen, so at the 30-minute halfway mark, it's 57% battery, 48.1 degrees Celsius minus 14% battery loss on the S24 Plus, and then 63% battery and 42.4 degrees Celsius minus 11% battery loss on the S23 Plus, and on the S22 Plus, it's 50% battery, 47.8 degrees Celsius minus 14% battery loss. So in terms of percentage loss, the S23 Plus, powered by the Snapdragon chip, yeah, it's looking to be a lot more efficient. This is crazy. This is crazy considering the S24 Plus does have a bigger battery what it's using right now. So, this is going to be a very interesting turnout when we get to the 1 hour mark when it comes to using Instagram Live. What's going to be the margin and the difference in terms of the battery loss? We're going to do the total loss when we get there as well. Now moving over to the 3 hour mark, where will we be when it comes to Instagram Live across these 3 devices as we are actually analyzing them when it comes to the temperature and battery? So at the 3 hour mark, what we're looking for now in terms of the battery percentage is 43% battery on the S24 Plus, 51.0 degrees Celsius minus 14% battery loss at a mid interval, but total is minus 28% battery loss. S23 Plus is 53% battery, 44.4 degrees Celsius minus 10% battery loss, but a total loss of minus 21. Really, really good. And then the S22 Plus is 36% battery, 47.3 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss at the midway point, but a total of minus 28% battery loss. So in terms of the percentage loss, this is the same across the board for the S24 Plus and the S22 Plus, with the S23 Plus being the most efficient. Ooh, this is interesting. I thought it was going to be an outright win for the S24 Plus. Now, mind you, at the time of this recording, this is the second battery drain test that we're doing on the S24 Plus. And this is the first time I'm doing a battery drain test on the S23 Plus and the S22 Plus. These are my legacy devices that I've used. So this is interesting. Now, YouTube, what we're doing is streaming this over mobile data, and we're doing this right now. And at the midway point is 35% battery, 39.0 degrees Celsius minus 8% battery loss on the S24 Plus. And then the S23 Plus is 46% battery, 38.0 degrees Celsius minus 7% battery loss. And then for the S22 Plus is 26% battery, 39.8 degrees Celsius minus 10% battery loss. So this is very, very telling how far we're getting, slightly under 50% battery, and it looks like the S23 Plus is even more pulling away considering it does have a slightly smaller battery compared to the S24 Plus. This is going to be a crazy outcome to experience what is going to happen here. Are we actually going to see a major upset and a gap between these two previous generation? Surely there's no way the battery is digressed when it's a bigger battery cell and it's meant to be a new generation Exynos chip that's meant to be efficient. I don't know. I'm having my doubts. At the 4 hour mark, 29% battery, 37.8 degrees Celsius minus 6% battery loss, a total loss of minus 14 for the S24 Plus. S23 Plus is 41% battery, 35.8 degrees Celsius minus 5% battery loss, minus 12% battery loss total. And the S22 Plus is now on 19% battery, 39.2 degrees Celsius minus 7% battery loss, a total loss of minus 17. Ooh. Exynos. Oh, I don't know what to say when it comes to that, man, but it looks like it's not really working good. Now, YouTube Music, and of course, before we actually got to my favorite rap album of all time, which is Kanye West's College Dropout, I dropped Marcus Houston's In the Club, or Clubbing as they call it, as well as obviously Jay-Z, I know. So if you know about them tracks, holla at me, let me know in the comment section below. But of course, proceeding to the Kanye West College Dropout, YouTube Music, an hour of it. This is where things are really starting to get close to finishing for the S22 Plus. Is it gonna make it to the 5 hour mark? Ooh, I don't know. It's quite toasty and it's quite close, but it does make it to the 5 hour mark with 1% battery left, a temperature reading of 37.3 degrees Celsius, minus 18% battery loss on the S22 Plus. The S24 Plus is on 13% battery, 39.6 degrees Celsius, minus 16% battery loss. And then the S23 Plus is on 27% battery, 38.2 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss. Boy, S23 Plus is in its stride. It's got this in a bag by the looks of it. Or are things gonna turn around? I don't really see it. It's got more than double the battery over the S24 Plus. And then we do see that the S22 Plus is going to call it quits just before Twitter Spaces or X Spaces starts at 5 hours, 1 minute, 28 seconds, a final temperature reading of 37.3 degrees Celsius in third place. Now, that was expected. What I'm really shocked by is the fact that we've got more than double battery on the S23 Plus compared to the S24 Plus, and it does have a smaller battery, and it's meant to be on a previous generation chipset. This is crazy. Now, look, we've started Twitter Spaces, or is it X Spaces? Are you Twitter or are you X, or are you just gonna mix them both? Let me know in the comment section below. This is crazy. As we get through, you can see it is counting down. The battery's going down in the S24 Plus, and it's looking like it's gonna be the one that calls it quits before the S23 Plus. With a time of 5 hours, 41 minutes and 10 seconds, a final temperature reading of 40.7 degrees Celsius in second place. This is insane. Oh my goodness, this was not what I was expecting, because at this point, the S23 Plus has 18% battery, and it will make it to the 6 hour mark, finishing Twitter Spaces, and it is going to be finished on this particular interval with 14% battery, a temperature reading of 37.8 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss. Straight into 4K 60 recording on the main camera in this app. And how far is it gonna go to really show how efficient, and the gap looks to be tremendous considering how intense this part of the extreme battery drain test is. 6 hours, 28 minutes and 38 seconds, a final temperature reading of 45.0 degrees Celsius. In first place, the absolute shocker, the Galaxy S23 Plus. So in third place is the Galaxy S22 Plus with a finishing time of 5 hours, 1 minute and 28 seconds. I'll be honest, in terms of battery capacity, the lack of efficiency and the reputation that comes with the Exynos 2200, and also potential battery health lost over the past 2 years, yeah, I would say this is reasonably respectable. It got a much better score than the S22 Ultra did in that previous battery drain test. So yeah, in third place is the Galaxy S22 Plus with a finishing time of 5 hours, 1 minute and 28 seconds. And in second place is the Galaxy S24 Plus with a finishing time of 5 hours, 41 minutes and 10 seconds. Now look, at the time of this recording, this is on the latest software update, and this is the second time we've done an extreme battery drain test on the S24 Plus, and it's pretty much on par and consistent to our previous results. This is very, 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 very worrying in terms of the difference and the drop-off compared to the previous generation model. We thought Exynos 2400 was actually meant to be in a good place, and we had a great experience on the S24, but the S24 Plus, yeah, this is what we're getting, under 6 hours by a decent amount, with a finishing time of 5 hours, 41 minutes and 10 seconds in second place. And in first place in this extreme battery drain test, your knockout champion by a large margin, the S23 Plus with a finishing time of 6 hours, 28 minutes and 38 seconds. This is not even just a little bit better. This is a large margin, and mind you, this is an older device which potentially has a bit of battery health loss, gapping the new generation one by this much. All I can think of is if it had the same battery capacity, this was going to easily be stretching to a good 7 hours. But yeah, in this one, 6 hours, 28 minutes, 38 seconds in first place, the Galaxy S23 Plus. Now, you've got to be as equally shocked as I am with these results. So yeah, if that's the case, let me know in the comment section below. And that's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.